Welcome to beautiful Chandler Bike Path. I'm Emily Gabel-Luddy, Mayor of Burbank, and tonight on the Mayor's Show, we're going to be taking a look at National Night Out, which is going on all behind me. This is a night when people come out and talk about safety and security and how important it is to be part of the community. And as you can see, there's a tremendous amount of mixing going on behind me. People from all over the city gathering here on the Chandler Bike Path. This evening, I'm standing here with Chief Scott LaChasse. And Chief, I wanted to thank you so much for making this such a central part of Burbank's efforts tonight.
Thank you. This is all about collaboration, partnerships, and making sure that we've got energy and enthusiasm in our community.
I think we've got a lot of energy and a lot of enthusiasm. I wanted to ask you if you could tell us all how National Night Out started.
It's a way that we can get the message out, we can get our neighbors to work in collaboration with the police department, but there's no one theme. Neighborhoods are free to form their own types of activities. It's an opportunity for the neighbors to get in contact with the police and really work on crime prevention strategies, awareness, anything that neighbors want to do, we're able to assist them with.
Chief, it's really great to see so many people out here tonight, and I want to tell you all that there are homes all throughout Burbank tonight that are opening up with good food, good conversation, to observe and celebrate this night called National Night Out, and those folks will be doing it until 8 or 9 o'clock tonight. And what brings you down here to National Night Out?
I'm thrilled with National Night Out, especially since this is the 30th anniversary. The law enforcement community obviously is our front line, and people sometimes forget that the community is the backbone. And so to be able to bring them both together really is an exciting time, and it puts a face on the police force and the other security forces for our city, and it also brings together our community and shows us that we may be individuals, but we're much more powerful as a community together. And it's great fun for the families as well, so it's a great event.
One of the things about, I know you live in the Burbank neighborhood, and I just wanted to ask you, what is special about your neighborhood?
What's special about my neighborhood is the livability, I think. I walk the streets every day. I have 2 dogs, and it's exciting to see more and more households turn their front yards from turf to what's called xeriscaping, where they put California native plants back in, which require less water, and they're very pretty. And more households are doing that. They're making their front yards their front living rooms, and I see children and families using their front yards. And by doing that, they're seeing more of each other. And I see families now visiting each other a lot more than I did when I first moved here about 12 years ago. People used to sort of keep to themselves back then, and now I see a lot of families running across to each other's homes and really participating in their block. And that's very exciting, because where that can lead is much safer communities, much more livable communities, and much healthier communities. So I'm really excited about that, and that's what makes me happy to be here.
Well, thank you very much, Mr. DeWolff. We are so glad that you're a member of the Burbank community.
It's my pleasure.
We're here with Vice Mayor Dr. David Gordon here on the Chandler Bike Path for National Night Out. Dr. Gordon, it's so nice to see you tonight.
Absolutely. I'm thrilled to be here. Great evening.
Vice Mayor, what is the thing you like most about this event tonight?
I like the community coming out. It's wonderful. The people come out, they meet each other, they meet the people who work in the city, the people who really protect us, the firefighters, the police officers. It is a national night out, and it's across the city right now, and it's also across the country. It's a wonderful event. I participated several years, and I love it.
One of the things I've been asking people that I'm talking to is what they think is special about their very own neighborhoods. So we know you live in Burbank, and I'm going to ask you that same question. What makes your neighborhood so special? What are some of those characteristics?
Well, I live just above McCambridge Park, and I'm still amazed how many people are original residents. They moved in the 50s, and many of them are still here. And if they have passed on or moved away, their children and families stay here. So there's an attraction, at least where I live in my neighborhood, that people don't want to leave. They keep on coming back, and they think it's great.
Okay, is there anything else you'd like to tell us about this wonderful night tonight? Are you planning to go around and visit other folks who are having National Night Out in their neighborhood?
Yes, I'm already late, as usual. I'm planning on about 6 stops if I can make it, and we're going to try to stay to a schedule, but it's hard, and we're going to try not to overeat, and that's also hard, because there's really good foods out there, too.
There's always very good food at every single house, so I hope to see you out there on the road. Thank you so much for doing this.
Thank you, Mayor.
To see each of you here at this National Night Out event, and we hope you connect with your community. Thank you.
Well, we were walking down the street and all of a sudden we ran into one of the other council members. Good evening, Mr. Brick. How are you?
Mayor Gabel-Luddy, how are you tonight?
I'm doing great. So what is it about National Night Out that you enjoy so much? Because you're clearly here and it looks like you're in a themed outfit. So maybe you can tell us all about that.
You read the memo, but it's supposed to be a luau dress tonight, so put a little something on. Our old city employee Terry Hirsch gave me this layaway wear, so and I'm just heading out to hit about 5 homes tonight. I think, as you well know, we divide up the city, so we have representation at every home. And this is my 7th year, and I always enjoy it. It's a great night, and it's like a neighborhood watch type thing, and it's just great for the community. Of course, the whole nation does it, so really look forward to this night. And we're not sitting in a council chamber, so it's very relaxing.
You look very relaxed tonight.
Yes. Oh yes, no question about it.
You know, I've been asking everybody. I asked the vice mayor this. I wanted to ask you this. What is it about your neighborhood that you think is so special? I mean, what characteristics, what makes where you live in Burbank just so special?
Probably that neighborhood feel. I mean, I'm going to be going over to one over on Jolly and Groton, where I grew up as a kid from 67 to 84. My parents owned the home, and there's still some people living there that I knew back in the 60s and stuff like that. And the people that bought my parents' home live right across the street from where they're having the Elmans over there on Jolly. So I always enjoy going over there and reminiscing about the old days growing up in Burbank and everything. So it's just that neighborhood feel that you find in Burbank, and it's phenomenal.
It's I think it's kind of like you see people out walking every day and you can talk to them, or you see them coming out of their houses and you say hi and you wave at them, and that kind of feeling.
Yeah, it's like at nighttime I take my dogs for a walk, and I know so many neighbors and chat with them, and fortunately the dogs get along. But you're out there on your horse down in the Rancho area sometimes, and you know a lot of people down there, and living on the hillside the last 16 years in this house. I know my neighbors pretty well, so we're always chatting, and so it's just excellent. It's a good feeling.
Well, I'm so glad you could spend a little time with us this evening. It's great to see you as always, and I absolutely admire all your Hawaiian gear.
Well, thank you very much, and you're doing a great job as mayor, and keep up the good work.
Thank you, sir. Okay, we are standing in front of 1132 North Rose on National Night Out, and with me is Ellen. Ellen, you want to say a few things to everybody out there?
I hope everybody's enjoying National Night Out like we are on Rose Street. It's always a great event, and we have everybody together, and it's wonderful. And we get to have our mayor here, fire department, police, and it's awesome.
I cannot believe the spread of food that you've put out here tonight.
Awesome. Yeah, we have a good group of people. Lorena arranges everything, and it's really nice.
All right. It's community. Hi.
I want you to be Darlene.
I want you to introduce yourself to me. Janet told me all about you.
Oh, my name is Darlene Williams.
And Darlene, I understand that you have a special community living here.
Yes. These are individuals with disabilities.
Are they out? Can we say hi to them this evening?
They're not here. I have one client that I do work with. His name is Raymond. I would love for you to meet him.
Okay, let's go meet him. Hi, Raymond. I like it. Hi.
He loves to go and be with people. He loves his community. He goes all over Burbank.
Well, I'm glad you're out here tonight. This is a great, great evening, and I'm glad you're part of this community. I think it's really wonderful.
I really thank you for welcoming me to the community. This is wonderful. This is very special. Yes.
And you know all the neighbors now, and everybody's just...
Everybody's wonderful. Everybody is wonderful.
That is the kind of community we have. You know, there is a place for everybody. Nobody is left out. And I think that that's probably the most important thing that we can do. Okay, we're here with a very special dancer this evening. How are you?
I'm doing great. Thank you for being here.
Won't you please introduce yourself to the rest of Burbank? And I understand you've done something very special with this celebration tonight.
Yes, as a matter of fact, this is our 5th year, and we're very excited. We put together our Rose Street Block Party in celebration of National Night Out. We do it with Janet Dietz and her family, a lot of our neighbors here. So it's a lot of fun, as you can see.
It is fun, but I see we have a couple of young ladies here. Hi, what's your name?
Lola.
Lola, and who's your friend?
Gala. She's my cousin.
So what brings you here tonight?
Well, we came to the Rose Street Block Party, which my mom has been planning for weeks. Really hard.
Because I'm a nag, they're probably thinking like, okay, we gotta get rolling.
And how about you got your dancing shoes on tonight? Let's see you do some dancing. That's great. Well, I think this is really great. Are a lot of your friends here this evening?
Yes.
Well, thank you so much. This is truly a labor of love that you've done, and I think the whole community appreciates it. So thank you for all the effort that you put into making this so nice.
Thank you, and thank you for being our new mayor. We're really excited.
You're very welcome. Who are you, and why are you here at this incredible block party?
First of all, we're here to represent Tequila's Cantina and Grill. We're right here in Burbank, and we want to support this event in Burbank to support the Rose Street Block Party.
Yeah, I'm happy to work for her. So basically the same team. We're just supporting, the neighborhood here in Burbank.
Yeah, we want to support the community.
How did you find out about this block party?
About last year, for the event last year, they contacted the restaurant, and we supported them last year. Then this year, they also contacted us, so we decided to also participate again.
I am so glad that you're in business here in Burbank, and I'm so glad you're getting more exposure because the food really smells divine.
It's delicious if you like to try it.
We'll take some with us.
Okay.
All right. Thank you so much. Well, I am standing at 9th and Olive in front of the Rock House, which is behind us, but also, just as importantly, in front of an historic car that I'm guessing is a 1955 Chevrolet.
You're absolutely right. That's a 1955 Bel Air, and it's a beautiful car, and it's one of our club members, Don Baldessarone's car, and we love it.
Well, and I'm with the Vice President of the Road Kings, and I wondered if you could introduce yourself and tell us a little bit, Mr. Vice President, about what your job is here.
My name's Matt Mortimer, and I'm the Vice President of the Burbank Road Kings, and I kind of stand around and help out with whatever needs to be done. It's not a real complex job, but somebody's got to do it. So other than that, we like to make sure that we get out to the club events and anything else that's important in the city that needs to have some neat cars at.
Well, I know the Road Kings has been a big part of Burbank for a really long time. How long exactly has it been a club?
Burbank Road Kings was established in 1952. We've been around in Burbank that long, and we've got some really notable members throughout history, a lot of famous race car drivers, and some really interesting people. So it's definitely one of the oldest car clubs in the United States, and we're very proud of it.
And I wanted to ask you, which car is your car here?
I have a 1971 Chevy Camaro Z28 sitting right over there.
And what motivates gentlemen, and I assume it's mostly gentlemen, but I'm sure there's some ladies, to get all into this auto restoration?
Cars are a lot of fun. They can go fast, they can go slow, we can do anything we want with them. It's a neat culture, and it's something I think that grabs you when you're a little kid or an old person or somewhere in between, and you get a real sense of accomplishment when you take a beat-up old car and turn it into something that you can be proud of, and we all enjoy that hobby, and it's just a lot of fun.
Well, I can tell from everything that's here tonight that there is a tremendous amount of pride in the restoration of all of these cars here tonight. And I think we'll wander down this way and say hello to a few more people. Hi. And would you introduce yourself, please?
I am known in Burbank as Ed Car Guy.
Okay, so I know the Mariachi Brothers are the car guys in Boston. I didn't know that Burbank had its own car guy.
Absolutely. Ed Car Guy. I've been here for 19 years in Burbank. And that car down there is a 1964 Oldsmobile 98. And her name is Ginger because she attracts a lot of attention, just like Ginger on Gilligan's Island.
Oh, I love it. So there's a connection between TV and the car itself.
I'm also the transportation coordinator for Burbank on Parade.
Well, I think we're in the right spot here tonight. What we're going to do from this point is go and check out the Rock House, which is behind us, and see what's going on there tonight. Okay, we're at a very important part of Burbank. We're at 9th and Olive, and 9th and Olive is the site of a house. It's the first designated historic house in Burbank, and I'm here with one of the Burbank's owners, and I wondered if you'd introduce yourself to our whole community.
Sure, Kirk Solomon. And Greg Rayner also owns a house.
And can you tell me and tell us all a little bit about what inspired you to restore this house and to seek landmark status for it?
Well, from 1996 to 2001, we lived on Walnut and Bel Air, and we always were driving up and down Olive, passing this house. And in 2004, when we moved back from New York, we saw the house. It was for sale. We said we always wanted to know what one of the houses looked like on the inside. So we stopped. Sam and Marie Ross were home, and we just knocked, and they said, come on in. And we were here for 2 hours just talking to them about the house, and we just fell in love with the house and the history of it.
And tell me about the Rosses. Were they
They were the second owners of the house, and they bought the house from the family of the original builder, O.C. Lane, who was he had the first Ford automobile dealerships in Burbank. Actually, it's called the Ford dealership. And it was in the location where the Mud Cosmetics store is now on San Fernando, next to Gordon Biersch.
You know, Kirk, I want to ask you a question about the neighborhood. And my question is, and I've been asking a few people this question, what is it about the neighborhood that you think is so special?
Well, I think, as you can see tonight, we've had a great turnout. We get neighbors from 6 blocks away, even further away and to come out. And, it's just, we have hot dogs and chips and drinks, and the Road Kings come out, and we get some great classic cars. Having the fire department come, we had the hook and ladder truck here earlier, the other emergency vehicles, the kids, as you can tell, were like all over those. So it's just a great night, and I think a lot of people get to meet their neighbors in a really relaxed environment that they don't normally get to know their neighbors. The people who were just standing here just moved in on Magnolia, 915 Magnolia, and they came by, and also through Preserve Burbank, our grassroots organization, we put out an email to about 500 people for tonight. So we got a really good turnout for people interested in Preserve Burbank, but as well the neighborhood.
And tell us all a little bit about Preserve Burbank, because that's a relatively new organization. And I wondered what motivates people to join or be part of that organization.
Thank you. It's definitely, it's all grassroots. We have over 400 members now, and it's basically, the group is people who are interested in preservation, architectural preservation, whether it's residential or commercial properties. And we talk about sustainable issues, renovation issues, guidelines for renovation, and it's just anything to do with the renovation and preservation of the environment that's here in Burbank that everybody loves.
And what kind of effect do you think that will have on Burbank neighborhoods going forward?
Well, what we've seen now, I think we've got, we were the first landmarked house. Now I think we're up to 4. I think there's 6 applications pending. The city adopted the Mills Act, the property tax abatement program a couple years ago. We applied for that. We got 68% off our property taxes, so it's just a pretty meaningful number. I know there's another applicant. They're here tonight, and they're in the process of doing the Mills Act application. So I think, for us, it's the balanced approach. It's, between living in an environment that's, old or older, but also bringing it up to current, codes and livable factors like air conditioning. This house didn't have air conditioning in 1922, but it does now. So, working with the staff and able to find that balance, I think that's what neighbors are looking for.
Well, I want to thank you so much for the time you spent with us today and for hosting this National Night Out party here tonight. It's fantastic.
We absolutely love it. So it's always fun. It's always fun. And we got a lot of volunteers tonight to help us.
And then you get a lot of people asking about what Preserve Burbank is.
Yeah, and so that's been great. We've even got I think, another 5 or 6 members. And again, so we're really grassroots. It's member by member, Thank
you again so much, and say hi to Greg for us.
Will do. Thanks.
we wanted to come back closer to home. So we've been out here now a year and just kind of working on the house, which has been a full year's work. So we're at the point where we could take a break and get out to some of the local events, which is nice to be invited.
No, it's been a pleasure. It's like you said, we've finally been able to finish up some of the projects in the house, and now we're trying to just kind of learn more about the neighborhood and meet some more of the people. But it's been a great summer so far, and surrounded by wonderful people. And this is, I think, an example of a nice event itself. It's been fun.
We're very grassroots here, as you can see, and from getting to meet your neighbors and to learn more about historic preservation and what's going on in the community, and see the Road Kings tonight and all their amazing cars, you'll see that it's really a city that it prides itself in having a lot of neighborhood get together, and tonight's just one night of many. So I'm so glad you made Burbank your home.
Thank you very much for inviting. It's nice to be out.
This is group in the Cambridge Park, 1515 North Glen Oaks, 1515 Playground.
We're at 1210 Country Club Drive on National Night Out. This is one of the most special neighborhoods in Burbank, and I'm with one of the neighbors, and I wondered if you would introduce yourself to all of us.
I'm Judy Kenahan. I've lived up here for 46 years.
Let me ask you what it is about this street and neighborhood that makes it so special.
It's in the city, but it's away from the city. It's quiet, but yet you're 5 minutes away from anywhere you want to go. So it is special. It took me a while to get used to living up here, because when you move from the flats and you have all these neighbors, and up here you don't have neighbors, it's a different type of living.
That is very interesting. I wondered how much wildlife you get when you live in a neighborhood like this.
Oh, we have deer every day. We had about 7 of them just the other day. We have 3 babies and 2 mamas. Then we have a buck and a doe that run together. But where we live, we have more of a flat area behind the house, so the deer are around all the time. Yeah. But, yeah.
Well, I want to thank you so much. You've really been very brave to talk to me. I really appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
Very cool. Hi, Emily.
Hi.
Hello.
Okay, so I'd like to talk to you a little bit, and I wondered if you could just introduce yourself to all of our community members out there.
How you doing? I'm Vince Carnegie. I live here in Burbank on 918 Country Club Drive, and welcome to our neighborhood night out party.
Well, thank you very much. And how many years has Country Club Drive have done a national night out?
I think this is about the 10th night we've done this, 10th year we've done this. So 9th or 10th year, yeah, we've done it up the street, we've done it down the street, and now we're in the middle of the street. So, yeah, so it's been a great night out. It's been really great to get together with your neighbors and, to kind of get reacquainted and realize we're all a good part of Burbank. So.
I think that's really a wonderful sentiment for all of us. I mean, one thing I've always noticed about this neighborhood is when you go over the hill and you drop back down.
The debris basin? Yes.
Yeah, the debris basin.
Right, exactly.
It is like a whole separate world, and I wondered what it was about this neighborhood that you like so much, and what it is about the character of this neighborhood.
Well, I think to a certain degree it was a lot of very old Burbank that was first up here, and also the privacy that you get up here to a certain degree, but also being with nature and also kind of having to interact with a lot of the elements that you get up here. So we kind of like being a little bit outside of Burbank to a certain degree, but close enough to get to enjoy all the good stuff you have down in downtown Burbank and the village and and all that good stuff.
How long does it take you to go from solitude to all the hot happenings in downtown Burbank?
About maybe 5 minutes.
That sounds really great. So you can be in the country, and then was there a country club here at one time?
Yes, yeah, there was a country club up here. It was back in the 1920s. The sign will tell you down on the entrance to Country Club Drive about the history of it. But it was actually the studio people this was like their little private country club that they had up here. So they came up here and built their little haciendas, I guess as you would say, you know, and it was a little retreat for them. And it burned down like in 1928 in a big fire. And then after that, you know, all the different subdivisions and, you know, people started rebuilding houses, and it kind of got to be the way it is today. So
I want to thank you so much for spending some time with us and talking about this, your neighborhood, because it is a unique piece of Burbank.
Thank you very much.
So we've come to an entirely different part of the city this evening, and as you can see, it's now dark outside, but there's still lots of things going on here, and one of the amazing things is all the kids around us. But I wanted to ask both of you if you'd introduce yourself to our community and tell us about this particular special place tonight on National Night Out.
Sure. My name is R. Ishkanian, and this is my wife, Charlene Ishkanian. And I'm just up front, but she does all the work. She does all the hard work, the cooking and preparation. And also we have a lot of neighbors. We participate. And our block, we have about 30 kids, and almost majority of the neighbors, they participate. And we usually have a great time. And, you know, fire department comes in, the police department are here, you're here, and we really appreciate that. We're trying to keep it very close-knit and hopefully to continue many more years.
And what about you? Are you a Burbank neighbor?
I'm
native?
actually a Burbank native. Yes, I went to Stevenson, Jordan, John Burroughs. So I've grown up in this neighborhood, and I'm so happy to be here and to be amongst all the wonderful children and families that we have. And we hope to continue this tradition every year. We're happy to have everyone here.
Well, one of the things I've asked a lot of people, because this neighborhood, which is part of the Rancho, is very different than other parts of the neighborhoods that we've gone to in the city tonight. So I wonder, what are the special character of your neighborhood that you like so much? What attracted you here to begin with?
Well, for me, I'm originally from Canada, and I didn't know anything about Burbank until I met my wife. So my wife made me pretty much being attracted to the city. And also I work here, I'm a realtor, so I get to know the city very well. I love this neighborhood. The neighbors, I think we have amazing neighbors. Everyone, I mean, we do so many events together. We have pizza night once a week, we do picnic, camping, the parade during 4th of July, so it's very close-knit. It's not your typical neighborhood here. It's different. It's usually, you could see it in the movies in the 50s, how the whole family getting together. That's how it feels like over here. So I'm very happy that I'm here, and hopefully our kids will grow old the same way, you know, our in-laws were here.
Once you live here, you don't want to leave, and that's the way it's been. It's just a wonderful community. Burbank has always been very supportive in everything, in all of our needs, and we're just happy to be a part of this wonderful, wonderful community.
And one thing, I don't know if you all can hear it, but we can hear the laughter of many, many children behind us and all around us, which I think is music to our ears tonight.
Yes.
You can't beat this. You can't beat this. This is great.
No.
One thing I was asking Mr. Ishkanian about was, are there horses in this part of the neighborhood?
Yes, we have several homes here. They have horses, and not only horses, there are some chickens and goats, and sometimes we see the horses walking. And some of the neighbors, there's one neighbor there, she has a little pony, so we see her every day walking the street, and the kids, when they see her, they start walking with her. It's really nice, and it's really different. It's a great place for the kids to grow up and also be familiar with the surrounding animals. It's a fun place to be.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Bye, kids.
Say bye.
Well, I hope you've enjoyed our trip tonight to the different neighborhoods of Burbank. As you can see, our community is very special. And whether you live in the hills, in the flats, or down here next to Griffith Park in the Burbank Rancho, everything about National Night Out is so important. It brings our community together. It gives us a chance to be with friends and family. And as you can see tonight, we're closing out with about 30 additional kids. So good night and thanks for joining us on National Night Out.